President Kiir meets the chief negotiator and peace mediators in Juba as talks progress in Addis Ababa. And the Army Command urges soldiers who stay with guns at home to report to the military headquarters or face legal actions. And coming up, thousands of people gathered in Capueta town of Eastern Equatoria to condemn the December failed coup attempt and express their support to the government. Hello, you are watching the news coming to you live from South Sudan Television in Juba. I am Leandro Lotok, and now the full text of the bulletin. The government has reaffirmed its commitment to dialogue with the rebel group in Addis Ababa without any preconditions. The chief negotiator, Nial Deng Nial, accompanied by the mediators, retired General Lazarus Sumbeyo, ambassadors Seyun Mesfin and Ambassador El Dabi, met with President Kiir in Juba on Tuesday to consult him on the intensive progress of speeding up the peace talks. Garang John has more on this story.
Commitment to dialogue with the rebel group in Addis Ababa without any preconditions. The chief negotiator Nial Deng Nial, accompanied by the mediators General Lazarus Sumbeyo, Ambassador Seyun Mesfin of Ethiopia, and Ambassador El Dabi, met with President Kiir in Juba on Tuesday to consult with him on the intensive process of speeding up the peace talks. Speaking to South Sudan Television shortly after the meeting, Government Chief Negotiator Nial Deng Nial said the session would agree on the terms of reference and rules of conduct of the negotiation, which started on Monday with the rebels.
Machar have started in Addis. Yesterday there was a procedural session to agree on the terms of reference and the rules for the conduct of the negotiations. I am here to consult with His Excellency, the President of the Republic, and as you might have noticed as well, the three chief mediators of the process, His Excellency Ambassador Seyun Mesfin, General Lazarus Sumbeyo, and General Adabi of Sudan are also here to consult with His Excellency the President. So there is an intense process that is going on, aimed at arriving as speedily as possible to a cessation of hostilities. There was initially a hiccup that threatened to scuttle the negotiations, but fortunately the problem was resolved. The other side had basically insisted that they could not talk unless the detainees were set free. We countered by saying that we were guided entirely by the communique that was issued on the 27th of December in Nairobi by the Extraordinary Summit of IGAD, in which it was resolved that the sides of the current conflict should begin talks speedily and without any preconditions, and should also agree on a cessation of hostilities even prior to the commencement of the talks. This has been the position of the government of the Republic of South Sudan. So we think that even before we went to Addis Ababa, we should have had a cessation of hostilities in place, because that's what the IGAD has called for, and that is what also we believe is in the interest of the people of South Sudan, who are presently losing thousands of lives and immense destruction to property and a lot of displacement in a fighting which we believe is entirely senseless. You know, when our people took up arms in the past, it was simply because they had no opportunity to have dialogue, to resolve their differences peacefully. And so for as long as there is an opportunity, there is an avenue to peacefully seek resolution of differences, there is absolutely no need to resort to war, which unnecessarily claims lives. So the process has started. We are hopeful. We hope to appeal to reason of the group that is led by Dr. Riek. We hope that they will accept immediate cessation of hostilities so that we save lives, and therefore we also create the right kind of climate which will be conducive to a productive dialogue, because you cannot actually reach any meaningful resolutions on the dispute if you are talking an environment of conflict, environment of bloodshed and displacement, which generates a lot of bitterness and just keeps the conflict going.
President Kiir also conferred with a legislator, Clement Janda, and the head of Human Rights Commission, Lawrence Korbandi, in his office, where the two leaders congratulated the president on the ceasefire agreement reached with David Yao Yao. In a statement to reporters, Jana said he, together with the human rights chief, consulted with the president on how the country should move forward besides restoring peace and stability in Jonglei and other states.
We went to see His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit this morning to consult on part of the peace process, particularly to follow on the ceasefire declaration last night for stopping war with General Yao Yao. And so we went to consult to see how we can proceed forward with this attempt to bring peace in that part of our country. It was brief and we appreciated it. I can't say more now. Thank you.
And the President of the Republic, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, has assured the Nuer elders and intellectuals that the security of the citizens residing in UN camps and the people in Juba is guaranteed. President Kiir made the assurance during his meeting on Tuesday with elders and intellectuals from Nuer community to discuss the conditions of the people who are residing in the UN camps in Juba. The meeting also reviewed the current political situation in the country and the way forward. The elders were led by the community chairman, Honorable Gatwich Lam, who told SSTV that the president has given them all the assurances on the matter.
Situation in depth with the president, and we addressed the whole situation that is affecting people in Juba town and other areas. We brought to the attention of the president the issue of security inside Juba, that there are some elements from the army are always stopping civilians, and also they are also taking cars from people. Some people are being killed, and also we address the issue of the situation of people who are in UN camps, that there must be a solution to this situation, because the UN camp is not the right place for the people. These people, they need a safe exit. They need to come back to their houses, but there must be a security assurance to all the people of South, to all who are in there, because their houses are being looted. Some of their relatives are being killed. So it is so important that whenever they come out from that UN camps, they find that they are safe in their houses. They find that they have a shelter to sleep in. They have accommodation. They have properties that has been given to them. So, and also we say that we have to appeal to all our peoples that they have to remain calm, and also they need to start talking to each other. We need to dialogue. It is a collective responsibility for all the people of South Sudan, not only for politicians, not only for Nuer tribes or Dinka. It is a collective responsibility which needs all of us. It needs politicians, it needs MPs, it needs civil society organizations, it needs church leaders and all the stakeholders who are in this country who are concerned about the unity and also the building of these nations. So we appeal to all our people, and the president has expressed his concern about this issue, and he's going to take very important major security issues regarding those who are killing people in the streets and also taking people outside. And he promised that the culprits that are now being arrested has to be displayed on the TV so that everybody will see them, and also to deter whoever is also who is trying to have an attempt to do a similar actions. So, and the president also is at any time ready to meet all the politicians who are in the UN camps, so that they can talk to them and also address their concerns. So these are the issues that we have addressed with the president, and the president is also welcoming to everybody to talk to him. His doors are open to everybody.
And the Vice President and Chairperson of the Crisis Management Committee, James Wani Iga, left for Torit this evening to brief residents of Eastern Equatoria to inform residents of Eastern Equatoria on the failed coup attempt. While in Torit, Vice President Iga will be briefed by the State Governor, Louis Lobong Lojore, on the general security situation there.
أنا ماشي سرق استوائية لسوكل بتاع حكومة هناك فهناك يكون عندي لقاء جماهيري النهارده يكون عندي كمان اهتمام مثقفين عشان نودي لهم حالة بتاع الظروف الحاصل فوق الانقلاب ده لأنه مهم ناس بتاعنا يعرف سبب وأسس بتاع انقلاب الحاصل ده عشان نحن نقدر نجهز نفسه بتاعنا ونحن كسبب كلنا برضه نقدر نجهز نفسه بتاعنا لو جاء الناس اتفق على وقف إطلاق النار وشكل وقف أهلا وسهلا نحن مستعدين للسلام إذا كانوا من رفض برضه ما ننوم فده أو رسالة نحن مسينا نوري للناس بتاعنا هناك.
China and India have assured South Sudan of their full commitment to support and continue investing in the country despite the political turmoil that erupted following the rebellion by Riek Machar and his group. The Chinese National Petroleum Company, CNPC, say the oil production is now standing above 100,000 barrels per day and that the company is working hard to increase the output. James Arusi reports.
The government is calling on some foreign oil companies that had left the country to return back and resume their work, assuring maximum protection in the area. Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Barnaba Mariel Benjamin made this assurance in a meeting with the country manager for the Chinese National Petroleum Company, Jia Yong, in Juba. Dr. Benjamin said the government is fully committed to protect the foreign investors in oil fields and other sectors, adding that the current political crisis in the country never affects the production and that the oil is flowing uninterrupted.
Happy to receive this morning Mr. Jia Yong, who is responsible for the production of the CNPC oil here in the Republic of South Sudan. The oil operations in Upper Nile are going on normally. As he has said, the government will do all its best to cooperate with the Chinese government and the Chinese company so that the investment in China is protected for the benefit not only for the people of South Sudan, even for the people of Sudan too, because this oil serves the two countries, serves the region.
The CNPC country manager in South Sudan, Jia Yong, said the Chinese government stands in solidarity with the people of South Sudan. Yong appreciated the government of South Sudan for their support to the Chinese companies operating in the country. CNPC manager said the oil production remains above 100,000 barrels a day despite political turmoil and security challenges in the country.
We do our best to supporting the government to continue the production. And also we have more confidence for this all the situation in the oil field and in also Juba. So we have more confidence. So we will do our best to continue to support the government. Yeah, thank you very much.
Even the oil fields are secured.
Yeah. So I go together with the Minister of Petroleum to the oil field 2 times. We have more confidence.
In a separate meeting, the Indian diplomat told Dr. Benjamin that New Delhi is committed to good relations with South Sudan. Ambassador Randip disclosed that some companies from India are coming to invest in South Sudan oil and other sectors.
Sudan, in view of the ongoing situation, our mission has continued to work throughout this period. Our ambassador and his staff have been here all throughout. Our message to the Indian community is not to panic, not to believe rumors. In fact, 30 to 50 Indians who had already left have come back. We have very major oil interests in this country. We're watching the situation very closely. The production has stopped in the areas where our companies were working, so some of those employees have gone back. But the minute the security situation comes back to normal, and this we will let the government of South Sudan decide. Because
the National Army SPLA is in full control of the oil fields in Upper Nile and Unity states, and the oil is flowing uninterrupted, boosting the national economy.
And the government of India has hailed South Sudan leadership for protecting their nationals and investment despite the political chaos in the new nation. A delegation from India led by Sandeep Kumar made this statement after meeting the South Sudan oil minister Stephen Deodaw in Juba. The Indian delegate reviewed previous oil cooperation agreements signed by their companies with South Sudan to enhance oil exploration in the nation. Dow acknowledges the support of New Delhi to South Sudan.
To the safety and security of the Indian nationals in blocks 3 and 7, which are straggled, as well as blocks 1, 2, 4 and 5A, where India has substantive interests. Our major oil company, OVL, is operative there. We thanked him for his support for the safety and security of all the people, Indian nationals, who are working there in very difficult conditions. He has assured us that he has taken all steps. We are highly appreciative of the steps that he has taken. We have also at the same time assured him that we will be sending back the Indian nationals who are working in blocks 1, 2, 4 and 5A at the earliest once the production starts, depending on the security situation. And we are fully committed to the minister in ensuring and working together for the oil and energy interests of both our countries in Upper Nile and Unity State.
And the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Awud Deng Achwili, has donated mattresses and beddings to Kwajok Civil Hospital to support the wounded victims of the failed coup attempt. Minister Wood flagged off the consignment of non-food items to the state as part of her ministry's commitment to support the hospital cope with the number of patients.
Non-food item donated by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs is heading to Warab State Capital, Kwajok, to help the victims of the failed coup attempt in the country. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs is flagged off the consignment comprised of 30 mattresses and 30 beddings to be delivered to Kwajok Civil Hospital amidst increased number of people affected by the political crisis, seeking refuge in the state capital and its surroundings. The donation is a part of the support being given by the ministry after the first delivery of non-food items delivered to the hospital since the political crisis began in the country. Reporting for SSTV News, I'm Emmanuel Malwal.
And military police have been directed to strengthen the security in Juba following December 15th failed coup attempt. This call was made by the commander of Presidential Guards, Major General Marial Chanwong, during his briefing to the military police on the current political crisis. He said the military should work hard to restore law and order in the city in the bid to rebuild confidence among the civil population.
Military police must strengthen the security situation in Juba following the recent failed coup attempt on 15th last month in Juba. This order was made by Major General Marial Changwan, commander of Presidential Guards, in his briefing to the military police on the current political crisis following the failed coup attempt in Juba last month. He said military police forces must be ready to provide security to the citizens in all parts of Juba and urging citizens to report any cases of intimidation and gunshot by armed men around their area to the nearest police for rescue. He added that all armed men must stop gunshots and report to their respective barracks to avoid further charges against them once are called.
دي توجيهات على حسب توجيهات القيادة العامة من رئيس هيئة الأركان على أساس إنه نوفر الأمن للمواطنين عشان الناس يرجعوا لبيوت ويمسكوا المجرمين اللي بكسروا بيوت بتاع الناس. وبرضه كلامنا معهم إنه لو هو ما جزء منه من الحاجات النهب والمشاكل اللي بيحصل ده هم لازم يمسكوا المجرمين وهم يعني يبلغوا بالمجرمين ديل ويوفر الأمن للمواطنين. عشان كده جينا تكلمنا معهم ويرجعوا للمحل بتاعهم هنا يتم توزيعهم ونرجو من المواطنين إذا شافوا شرطة عسكرية ده لو في زول عملوا مشاكل هم يبلغوا ويشيل أقرب يعني كونتاكس بتاع القوة اللي وزعناه في محلات، لأن بدري إن قوة وزعناه في قديلة، إن قوة في 107، إن قوة في بوهيرة، إن قوة في كور ويليام، بعدين إننا في كورملة وفي بلد تاني، ونحن دايرين وفي بوابة بتاع جي، ونحن دايرين من المواطنين إنه القوة ده هم نمشي لهم ويشيلوا النمرة بتاع التلفونات بتاع الناس اللي قاعدين في جوا القوة، والناس الجاهزين يمكن لو نادوهم وتوصف لهم محل إنه ده ياو محل فوق مشكلة، العساكر بيقدر يمشي عشان يقدر يمشي ينقص روحه بتاع المواطن. لأننا دايرين ما يكون في ضرب بالليل، يعني بنرجو من جيش الشعب انه ما يكون في زول بضرب بالليل، لان زول لو لقيناه بضرب لو كان عشان نازل ما موجودين ذاك الحياه بتاع المواطنين، ولو زول ضرب بالليل المفروض انا بنرد بضرب، لكن انا قاعد نسيب كلام ده لانه نازل طبعا ذاك الاحياء بتاع المواطنين. فبنرجو برضه من المواطنين تبليغ بتاع كل زول اللي بضرب جنب الهلا بتاعه، انت تضرب تليفون وتوصف. برضه نطلب من جيش شعبي وقوى النظاميه كله انه كلام بتاع الضرب ده يسيبوا وكل الناس يجمعوا المحلات بتاعه. زي الجيش في تعليمات من القياده العامه ان الناس يجمعوا في القياده بتاع القوات البريه، هو القياده القديمه بتاع الجيش السوداني، وفي بلفام، ولسه في ناس في هلا. فانا بيحذر من قناه التلفزيون بتاع جنوب السودان، الناس اللي لسه قاعدين في جوا هلا مع سلاح، لو عنده واحده يبلغ لواحده بتاعه مع سلاح، لو ما عنده واحده وقاعد في جوا هلا نحن هيجي كده نعمل تفتيش وبنعمل مسؤوليه بتاع الكراب اللي بيحصل في جوبا، لا يزول شايل سلاح في جوا هلا. لو انت ده تمسك سلاح اروح للمعسكر بتاع الجيش، لو ما ده تمسك سلاح سلم سلاح لاقرب وحده بتاع الجيش ويسجلوه، انت تقعد كمواطن ما بكون مشكله معك.
Meanwhile, Brigadier General James Akeith, the commander of military police, says the mandate of military police is to protect civilians and the constitution of the country in all times and arrest the criminals who tend to destabilize peace and tranquility of the nation.
الشرطة العسكرية الواجب بتاعه هو أساساً كان واجب بتاع انضباط بتاع الدولة للجيش الشعبي لتاريخ جنوب السودان. بعد زمن أصل كراكيس الدفاع بتاعنا بقى لكل اتجاهات، المواطنين بتاعنا ندافعوا وندافعوا الدستور وندافع الوطن
and tranquility of the nation. Furthermore, Colonel Peter Ajith, Chief Administrator for Military Police, urges citizens not to rely and believe on rumors on phones, saying the security of Juba is fully under control, dismissing Riek's failed coup attempt as unsuccessful because of using civilians who are untrained to fight for his selfish political interests, adding that the country cannot be governed by means of gun but by democratic and peaceful election.
بعدين حاجة ده طبعا ده إنقلاب قانون تاو 24 ساعة، أنت لو ما نجحت ما خلاص انتهى. أصل بالشكل معنينا في أيام ده كله تلفونات، ما في سلاح إلا تلفونات، لأنه زول ذات نفسه في مهل ذات نفسه بقول في وجود بتاع نازل في جوبا، ما عندنا ناس، عندنا زول بس جرى ليونمس بنعتبره كزول خايب الروح بتاعه أو زول بسفوت جماعة وما عنده طريقة وماشي بوه. وزول في داخلين you cannot be a threat، لأن طبعا somebody is under hand of somebody، في under hand of somebody ما ممكن يقول يا لأن ما كتب السلاح، ولو كتب السلاح ده بكون مسؤولية بتاع يونمس، لأن يونمس ما ممكن تقبل إنسان الجار وتقبل السلاح، لكن ما في إثبات، ولو لقيناه ده بكون مهتة تاني. وإنتو نازل إذاعة والتلفزيون تجنوب السودان، إنتو بوري زي ما إنتو بتشوفوا شوارع عربات ماشيين دقاقين فاتحين، ما في أي حاجة. الجيش ده ما في حاجة بقالبه، حاجة بداخل الجوبة انتهى من يوم البدء بتاعه. دول البدء ينقلب طبعا جرى في الجوبة، وده من صعب إنه تجري وتقول أنا في الجوبة، ما في زول في الجوبة. في الجوبة ده نزوان بتاع ناس الفاتو ومخير لو ما رجعوا في بيوتهم ده بكون خوف لنفسه وما بزول أهبل له زول. وإذا وتزيدون تجنون السودان مورد يوري حقيقة لو في سلاح كورك بليل ما جبت كان عنده مجرمين متعبدين لأن فينا دخل في وسط الناس بدوك سلاح وما بلقى سجل أنا نطعمني الشرطة عينه ليل ونهار ما بسجل فاتح ما في مهلنا هدا كلنا بالليل ونهار ما شفناه وما شفنا عدو.
Reporting for SSTV News in Juba, I'm Gore Anthony.
This news comes to you live from South Sudan Television in Juba and to Eastern Equatoria now, where the citizens of Kapueta say they condemned in the strongest possible terms any use of military force to ascend to the country's top leadership. The people of Greater Kapueta unanimously said on Monday. Residents of the area gathered in Kapueta town to express their determination to rally behind the government to find a solution to the current political impasse. The locals there called for the unity of South Sudanese irrespective of their ethnic backgrounds, saying unity in diversity is the only way of bringing about a peaceful and prosperous country. More in the following report.
Thousands of people converged in Kapueta to condemn the December 15th failed coup attempt and express their support to the government led by President Kiir. The massive public rally was attended by residents of the three Kapuetas counties of East, South, and North. Addressing the mammoth crowd, the governor of Eastern Equatoria, Louis Lobong Lojore, urged the residents of Greater Kapueta to coexist peacefully and to refrain from listening to rumor mongers who are out to cause panic in the area.
الدولات كلها الأفارقة والعالم منعوا أجاقالي انقلاب. أيضا داير يعمل انقلاب، داير يشيلوا سلطة بقوة بيشيلوه برا بقوة. والعالم كله بيجيبوا إيدان بتوعهم عشان يشيلوا برا.
Lobong told the crowd that what had happened in Juba on December 15th was a failed coup attempt instigated by power seekers who enjoy seeing the suffering of the population. The governor says the failed coup attempt has no connection with tribal connotation, but accused the coup plotters of using their tribal sentiments to gain support from their communities to fight for their selfish interests.
Ita tobozawe, nuwarawe, dinkawe, sande, waneshuru, ita wako hini biafya. Maa vizole, lema za zola tani. Bashiri silaje, reduka kuu hina. Bishiri kachuwaia re, huwa ile mkili lutufo. Lakini lodeni au lejiri bekura, binaligowo. Ana na kataya tulukapa dekulu. لأنه ما داري لا يزول أي جنوب تاني في حرب الرجال ده عشان وأي زول دار يشاكله نحن بنسافره يمشي محل من يشاكله يمشي براح يا أيوة من الدور المالا
The three commissioners of Kapueta East, South, and North reiterated their condemnation to the failed coup attempt, urging the nation to stand against the use of military force to come to power.
نحن كجنوبيين لازم نحن نقابل القانون النظام. الرئيس الفقير منتخب مباشرة من الشعب. إذا أصلا في زول الراية للسلطة يجب هذه الانتخابات ونحن علينا سنتين في السلطة. ابتدت بدأ ناس بتجي استلموا الشقة أو زول يطلب الرئيس قال يقدم استقالته. الرئيس اللي بيقدم استقالة ولا المجرم هو اللي بيتم وديه في المحكمة.
The commissioner says not in any way should the people of South Sudan be dragged to a senseless war instigated by power-hungry politicians who have failed to respect democratic means of ascending to leadership.
We don't like war. People are fed up. People are not happy. People need to have development. People need to have peace. We don't like to stop the the little development which is taking place now.
بناشد كل شعب بتاع الشرق الاستوائية بأنه الناس يكون في سلام، ما في داعي ناس يقتلوا بعضهم البعض، وناس ما يجري. حتى في كابوي تاني في ناس قاعدين يمشوا في كينيا ياتوا خايفين. هنا كابوي تاني تمام، ما في حاجة. حتى هنا وناسنا العساكر بأنه ما في زول يقتل أخوه تاني، ناس كلهم يجينوا بسلام.
Edir Stephen, SS TV News.
An announcement from the Crisis Management Committee. Notice for meeting of the Crisis Management Committee. This notice is directed to the following who have been selected by the CMC High Coordination Committee to travel to the states as part of the CMC delegations to carry out awareness raising and mobilization of the population. That there will be a meeting on Wednesday, 8th January 2014 at 10 a.m. at the former Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The main purpose is to discuss the activity plan and schedule of the visits to the states. You are kindly requested to attend without fail. The delegates are as follows. Those who will be traveling to Western Equatorial State: Dr. Riak Gaikok, the head of the delegation; Honorable Joseph Ngere; General Peter Bolkong; Mahjub Biel; Majur Babur Ajala; Miss Mary Yata, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And for Eastern Equatorial State, Honorable Stephen Wundu, the head of the delegation, and Dr. Othor, Ambassador Luke Bedong Nyot, Joshua Dow, Grace Abalang, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And Lake State, Honorable Mark Nyipoch, head of delegation, Honorable Monica Ayen, Cornelio Beppo, Andrew Akol, General Moses Mading, Mayom Kwach Malek, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And those who will be traveling to Western Bahar el-Ghazali State will be Mary Jerfasyak, Honorable Pascal Badindi, General Andrew Makur, Stephen Gago Nial, George Andrea, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And those who will be traveling to Northern Bahar el-Ghazali State are Honorable Machok Majong, head of delegation, Evisio Kon Ugwak, Anthony Lino Makana, Andrew Philipson, Agnes Nyoka, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And those who will be traveling to Warabi State are Honorable Remy Oler Itorong, head of delegation, Honorable Philip Thornlake, Dr. Festus Kumba, General John Moswa, Taban Luka Guya, Charles Majaj Aler, and 2 SPLA officers and 1 platoon. And another announcement, a decree from the governor of Central Equatoria. Subject cancellation of decree number 1 for the year 2013 dated 10th